Yeah, I can go first.
Sure, you can go. You're sure.
Okay, so I'm going to start by introducing myself. Hi, my name is Amara. I'm going into grade 10 and I study in Chennai. And some hobbies that I have is I really like to swim, I really like art, and I really like reading. So I'm just going to share now. So our presentation today is about health and inclusion. So the topic that I'm going to be covering first is physical disabilities. First, let's take a look at these children. They're jumping, standing, and clapping. And then there's these people. What's the difference between them? Can anyone answer?
Yes, Mansi, go ahead.
They are physically disabled.
Yeah, that's right. So, just for context, what is a physical disability for those who don't know? So, a physical disability means that somebody's body works differently and they do things in a different way than others, and they use special equipment to help them do those things. So, what I mean by equipment are these. So, can anyone tell me what these items are? Like any of the items if you know any of them.
Yes, Mansi, you can go ahead. You don't
Uh,
have to use your
the
name.
first one is wheelchair,
Yeah.
and the last one is like uh, artificial legs.
Yeah.
I don't know what we call to the second and third one.
Okay, it's no problem. You were right. So the first one is a wheelchair, and it's usually when somebody has impairment in their leg and they're not able to walk. So to still get around, they use a wheelchair, which is really convenient and it's actually really cool. These are crutches, which again, if you can't walk, so they're basically like two rods, kind of, and you use your arms to support yourself by holding these down to walk. And then this is a cane. I think you may have seen like elderly members and stuff using this. Again, it's for walk and it's for walking and it improves your balance. Also, additionally, not only physical disability members, people with visual impairments use these as well to understand their surroundings. It's really helpful. And this is, yeah, you were right, an artificial leg. It's also known as a prosthetic leg. And when somebody has lost a limb, this can be really helpful to replace that. So these are a few examples of physical disabilities. So first there's paralysis, which is when basically it's a condition where a person can move a certain part of their body. And next is muscular dystrophy, which is a condition that makes people's muscles weaker over time. And then we have cerebral palsy, which is when when a person's muscle makes it harder for them to control other parts of their body in their own control. Have you guys heard of these before? Or do you know anyone who's has any of these? No? Okay. Um, so this is a situation. So Amy has broken a leg, but she still wants to play chess with her friends. And her friends tell her that she can't sit with them because she looks different. What do you think this situation's about? And is it a right situation or not?
So, like Emmy's, it's just her legs are broken, and chess is played by like chess is played by mind. It's a brain. It's a mind game. So obviously she can play, and refusing, like separating her from playing not letting her play with them is not right. Like, she can play with them.
If you were Amy's friends, would you like let her play?
Yes, please. Like, she is already going through just because her leg is broken. So by not allowing her to play with us will give her more mental stress.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not fair because she can do the same thing as everybody else. So why should she be left out for no reason? Okay, so this is the main issue we want to speak about. So, like Mansi said, the issue is that people with disabilities are not respected or treated with the same attitude that everyone else is, and this is for a lot of reasons. But it's unfair and it's not right for anyone to be made fun of just because they're different. There are so many reasons, but I think personally this dates back to old times. Ancestral contexts show that before, people with disabilities were seen as monstrous or inhuman just because they looked differently. And at that time, um, kind of clarifying these stereotypes was not very common. So, and over time, with social media and stuff, this has kind of grown and the issue has been tackled less. Whilst larger individuals have gotten like ramps and like physical like facilities to help them, socially, they're not like brought in properly because like this there are like these situations occur daily where they're not respected as people. So how can we help? So in order to help people, we must with if we see a person with a disability, we have to include them no matter what their condition is. We have to be kind, we have to ask before helping. This is an important one because some people, again, as Mounty said, have a lot of mental stress and are a bit uncomfortable with newer people, especially after going through such things. They are uncomfortable with interacting with new people, or they're just like shy and afraid. Everyone's afraid at some point. So we must ask for their permission and if they're comfortable before helping them or asking them to join a game or like touching them in any manner. We also must listen and respect them. If they want to add something to a conversation, we must listen to them. If we never know, what if there's a situation where they need help and we're not listening, so we can't help them? Also, we mustn't tease or laugh at them because, again, they're in a very different situation to you and you don't know what they're going through. And things they do might be different to the way that we can do them. So if they find something harder or it looks like they're struggling at something, you shouldn't like laugh at them. And lastly, you should value the person, not the disability. You shouldn't focus on just their impairment and what they do about that. You should listen to them and understand their personality and see the person below that. So, in order to combat this, I created a kit. This is known as the Play Without Limits kit. So, it's a physical portable kit. And I was thinking that maybe we could put it in cafes, schools, or libraries or parks where a lot of children specifically would be able to access them. So, this kit would include icebreaker cards, which are like which means like inclusion cards or like get to know each other cards so everyone is comfortable. Guidelines to remain respectful so everyone understands what they're meant to do and what not to do. Instructions encouraging mixed ability participation because children sometimes forget and they don't understand what is meant by the guidelines. So there are a few instructions such as like including them, asking them questions, and playing with them. Inclusive games that everyone can play. So, like I said before, chess is one of those games where if you have a physical impairment, it doesn't matter because it's a mind game. So, we're trying to stick to more strategic and mind games. And in order to still help them if they are finding discomfort with that, adaptive playing pieces for limited hand mobility. This can be larger puzzle pieces, more colorful puzzle pieces, or more tactile and more textured pieces. So this is an example, an AI generated image of what the kit could potentially look like. So you have like all the things included. These are the these are the guidelines. This is the instructions. This is the icebreaker cards, the games. So this is what I want you to take away. Everyone belongs. Include everyone. Be kind, and everyone matters. And being different is okay. So I'd also like some advice on this specific, like on my kit, because I want to work on it. Do you guys think this is a good idea or not?
Some of the students have given thumbs ups. I think they think it's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah. So now we can move on to Vajra's topic. Vajra, would you like me to present or do you want to present?
You can keep presenting. I'll say mine.
Okay.
Or is it easy? Okay, go for it. So I'm going to be talking about seasonal health, which is basically people get different diseases at different points in the year, and because of that, it's important to basically see those problems and how we can combat them. So we've seen how we can promote inclusion in Amara slides. So I would like to shift the focus to another important part of our well-being, which is our health. So I'd like you to raise your hand, like virtually, if you've ever had a cold or you've been sick during the rainy season or you've ever had the flu, right? I feel like it's a very common experience. And most of us have, and that's because these diseases they don't occur randomly throughout the year. Um, Many people don't know which illnesses are common during different seasons and how changing weather affects our health, or even simple steps they can take to reduce the chances of getting sick. So, because there's not enough awareness, people only react after they've become ill instead of preventing it. So, that's the problem I wanted to solve. So, here's the solution. My solution is a seasonal health calendar. So, instead of waiting until people become sick, the calendar helps them prepare in advance. So each week in the calendar highlights diseases that are commonly seen in whatever area you may be present in, along with some prevention tips that anybody can follow. So I wanted it to be as accessible as possible. So I've included information in English, Hindi, and Marathi. And you can genuinely think of it as a normal calendar, but instead of reminding you about birthdays or holidays, it reminds you how to stay healthy instead. So here are the features of the calendar. It has four main features. Firstly, it identifies the seasonal diseases that are most common during each week. Then it provides simple prevention tips. These aren't like expensive or complicated. They're just everyday actions like drinking enough water or using mosquito repellent or washing your hands enough. Thirdly, every disease is written in the three languages I mentioned, so more members of the community can understand the information. And finally, the calendar is supposed to be extremely colorful and organized so that it's easy to read, meaning more people can understand it in just a few seconds. So, I'd like to ask everybody a question. If you were given like the responsibility of making this calendar, what features would you want? Yeah, please.
What is your question? At the end, you ask what what will be your
So, if for this calendar,
yeah.
what would you add personally? Like, what features would you add if you were given the choice? You're muted. Sorry. We can't hear you. I think you're muted.
Bildari is still muted. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that in that we will add some doctor's appointment also, maybe.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, for better health, better communication. Yeah, that's a great suggestion, and I can probably add that in a future version. Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah, Mansi.
So like if it's rainy, I will add a blue color, and for the prevention, I will add what type of food I can eat during that season, or to prevent myself from the disease. And just
Yeah,
like that, I will do it for each season.
yeah, that's very interesting. I think color coding the seasons is, yeah, that's amazing, and also it's like what type of food you can eat is also extremely important because not all foods are safe to eat throughout the year. So yeah, amazing. Thank you. So how does it work, Amara? If you can, next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. So the calendar is designed to be extremely simple. There are only four steps. You find the week that's currently going on, and you look at which diseases are more common during that period. And then, like I said, the prevention tips, you can read them. And if you're unfamiliar with the disease, you can actually easily identify it because it's written in multiple languages. So, for example, if I'm reading an English disease and I don't know what it means, I can easily refer to like the Hindi version of it and probably understand it better. The whole process genuinely takes less than a minute, and it's extremely easy to include in your daily routine. So, for example, imagine that it's a Monday morning before you're going to school. So instead of like probably uh, spending your time just sitting or like using your phone for 5 minutes, you can spend 30 seconds checking this calendar and learning how to protect yourself that week. S- So let's take an example week. Next slide. Yeah. So a random week in January per se. You can notice that the diseases listed are common cold, influenza, dry skin. So these conditions are more common during cooler and drier winter months. So below them, I've included some prevention tips and advice, such as drinking warm fluids or washing your hands regularly and wearing warm clothes during winter or colder evenings. Rather than giving large paragraphs of like medical information, everything is kept short and practical. So, the timeline. One of the biggest things I've discovered during my research is that different seasons obviously bring different health risks. So, during winter, um, respiratory illnesses like problems with breathing, such as the common cold and influenza, become more common. And in summer, because the temperatures are so high, you can see heat strokes or dehydration or food poisoning. And during monsoon, because there's a lot of stagnant water because of the rain, um, mosquitoes start breeding a lot, which leads to diseases like dengue and malaria. Finally, after the monsoon, viral fevers and eye infections such as conjunctivitis, if you've heard of it, become more common. So, yeah, but why weekly? Because obviously you can do it over a month, so why weekly? The answer is simple because weather doesn't suddenly change on the first day of every month, right? It gradually changes throughout the weeks, and temperature, rainfall, humidity, they increase or decrease throughout the weeks. So weekly calendar provides more accurate information and reminds people to regularly check upcoming health risks. So instead of receiving one general warning for an entire month, people receive smaller, more useful reminders so that if the conditions are changing, it's much easier to actually get what like change your routine, and it makes the prevention much more effective. Next slide. So, who can use this calendar? Absolutely everyone. Like when designing the product, I wanted to make sure that everybody could use it. Families can use it to protect smaller children if they have them at home, or schools can display it on notice boards to educate students. Clinics or hospitals can use it while patients are waiting, like in the waiting room, so they can easily access it. Community centers, where there's a lot of people going in and out, can basically share it with visitors as probably even the pamphlet. Older adults can quickly understand the information because of the simple design and clear language. So, can anyone think of another place where this calendar could be displayed? Yes, Dildar.
Bakery shop,
Sure, yeah. A lot of people visit bakery
because
shops.
a lot of
Yeah,
every morning lots of people.
exactly. Amazing. Thank you. Um, right. So, what are the benefits of this calendar? Our calendar focuses on prevention instead of reaction. So, before using the calendar, people often search for information only after being sick. Like, I'm sure you've experienced this before, where you've caught a cold, and only afterward do you ask, like, your family members or search it up as to what's happening to you. But health advice is very difficult to find at times, and diseases spread more easily because people aren't prepared. So, with the calendar, people know what to expect before the diseases become common or before a lot of people are affected. Um, but obviously, I can't make a diagnosis. So, this is not direct health advice. Like, the goal is not to replace doctors or hospitals, but the goal is to help people stay healthier in the first place or create more awareness in the first place. Because obviously, prevention is better than cure, right? Uh, Thank you. So, to conclude, the seasonal health calendar is pretty simple, but it's very practical to help people understand seasonal diseases and take preventive action. So, combining weekly disease with prevention tips and a lot of languages as well, I hope it can improve health awareness. So, before I finish, does anyone have any questions about how it works? Yeah, go for it.
How can we name the seasonal diseases? Like every time AI will not help. Means they have old data, not recent always. So
Right.
how can we get to know
So,
that which other diseases are in seasonal today?
First of all, while making this calendar, I tried not to use AI because, as you said, the information, yeah, information's not always reliable. So, using sources that have been proven, basically, that's the only answer. Yeah. Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vajra and Amara. It was a very insightful presentation that I'm sure will impact everyone involved. Next up, we've got Akshit. Akshit is going to ask you, he's going to demonstrate his community project. Before you do that, I just want you to introduce yourself, explain why you did this project and what it is.
I'm Akshit Singh. I'm from Chandigarh. Basically, I decided to build this project because I saw a gap that people can't find opportunities, and if they find one, they can't effectively use them. So now I'm going to screen share and demonstrate how the website looks like. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Um, my name is Akshit Singh, and today I will give you a short demo of my website, LearnVia. LearnVia is built around a simple idea: learn, grow, and thrive. It helps students use technology and AI for learning, skill building, confidence, and future opportunities. Many students have smartphones, but they may not always know how to use them effectively for learning or for career growth. LearnVia gives a simple step-by-step pathway so students can learn AI, practice skills, build proof of work, and move towards opportunities. Now I will show you uh, how how the student section works. So this is the main dashboard. When you open LearnVia, you can see that it supports different users such as students, trainers, and mentors and NGO teams. For today's demo, I will mainly show the student one because this is the most relevant for this session. So here is the main homepage. After that, we have the Learn page. Here we can basically see the modules, and like every module has its own documents. So how AI can support studies and how students can use AI responsibly. Each module has short video learning resources, flashcard quizzes, and worksheets. So students are not only reading but also revising, checking, and understanding and practicing. After that, we have the second phase, which is the build one. In this section, students first complete a compulsory digital foundation track. This covers basic digital skills such as email, Google Drive, online safety, resume basics, and productivity tools. After that, students can choose a skill track based on their interest. They may include content creation, design, digital work, customer support, job readiness, or beginner web or tech skills. Each track has selected videos and resources. Students watch the course material, complete tasks, and then create a small output as a proof of learning. This proof can be poster, resume, content piece, project file, Google Drive folder, website link, or any other task output. So the build section is not only about watching videos. It helps students learn, practice, and create something they can show later. The third phase is opportunities. This connects learning with real opportunities. This section is locked at first and opens according to the student's readiness score. Once students complete learning tasks, build skills, submit proof of work, and improve their readiness, the apply section unlocks useful portals for internships, jobs or beginner work related opportunities. This makes sure students do not jump directly to applying. First, they learn, practice, build proof, and become more prepared. Then they move towards opportunities. The next section is the progress. Here, students can track what they have completed. They can also see their module progress, tasks, projects, and readiness. This helps students know what they have done and what is pending, and what they should do next. The one additional feature is the prompt lab. A prompt is a question or instruction we give to an AI tool. Prompt lab helps students practice writing better prompts. For example, instead of writing only explain AI, a better prompt will be just a second. So here you can see the stronger version of the prompt has been generated, uh, which should be used in order to get the right answer. This is why LearnWare is not only an AI awareness website; it is a pathway for AI awareness to guided learning, real skills, proof of work, and future opportunities. To take this idea further, Nexora was developed as a student opportunity and career growth app. So this is a separate website. This helps students further strengthen their profile after building skills. On the homepage, students can get a quick overview of the opportunities and career support. Another important feature here is the Nexora Copilot, which is available on the Nexora app. This works like a career assistant. It is connected to the student's profile, save opportunities, and applications. A student can ask questions like, what should I apply to this week? Or maybe draft an intro for my next application, or what skills am I missing for an ML internship. This helps students make better decisions instead of searching randomly or feeling confused. The main section is the discover one. Here, students can explore opportunities like competitions, hackathons, research opportunities, internships, and other programs. These opportunities help students build expert experience and strong points to their profile and prepare for more advanced options later. Then there is freelancer section. This is useful for students who want to explore advanced work-based opportunities. Students can find virtual or on-site work opportunities, both in India and globally. There is also an option where students can post their own service. For example, if a students want to make poster, write content, and design a basic website, edit videos, prepare presentation, or help with digital tasks, they can create a service pack. This allows others to understand what the student can offer and possibly hire them for beginner level work. So Nexora is not about applying. It gives students a wider and more advanced opportunity space where they can discover, track, build, and showcase their growth through competition, research on opportunities, internships, and freelance work, both in India and globally. Now I will show you a preview of the Nexora app. So the Nexora app looks like this. The app also has a track feature which automatically connects to the Gmail and shows all the status of the applied competitions and updates it as soon as an email arrives. So now you can download the app through this QR and explore more.
Thank you, Akshay. I think your initiative is very important and very relevant in today's times. And I'm sure the work that you put into the app will become fruitful. Lastly, we've got Yuvan, Samarth, and Ram. They will have another presentation that they'll show you. So I hope you're still as excited and ready as you were for Amara's and Vajra's presentation. All the best, Yuvan, Ram, and Samarth.
Thank you. Hello everyone. My name is Yuvon. I am going into 10th grade. I'm going to 11th grade. And today our group will be talking about finance and economics for borrowing. Give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. So our first topic is basic profit and loss. So as you know, a basic profit is when you make more money than what you spend, and a loss is when you spend more money than what you make. So here's a little example. Sarah buys 20 notebooks for 10 rupees each. So that is 200 rupees of a cost price. And she sells 50 notebooks for 15 rupees and the remaining 5 notebooks for 8 rupees each. So in total, her profit, her revenue is 265 rupees. And her cost price was 200 rupees. So she makes a 65 rupee profit. And our next topic is discount and selling price. So discount and selling price, you can usually see this in stores during festive times whenever there's holiday sales going around and so. And so discount is when when like a company is trying to sell off more than they want and they're trying to like get more sales through the door. And a quick little example is a toy store offers 20% discount on a toy car priced at 500 rupees. Now, a quick little trick that I like to use whenever to calculate discount and calculate selling price is, if a company is offering 20% discount, you take the remaining percent, which is 80%, and then you multiply that, and then you divide that by 100 and multiply that by the original price. So in this case, 80% of 500 rupees is 400 rupees. So we figure out the selling price is 400 rupees. Our next topic is budgeting, and specifically, we're going to be talking about the 50, 30, and 20 rule. Now, the 50, 30, and 20 rule is a core pillar of budgeting. And what this rule is that 50% of your money goes towards your needs, and these are some things that you cannot live without, and some things that you need in your day-to-day life. And the remaining and 30% of your money goes towards your wants, and these are things that you can live without, but these are something that you want as extravagant or something that it's just a nice to have. So these include things like going out to restaurants or getting fast food or going buying new festive clothes. And the remaining 20% goes towards your savings. These are money that you keep in your savings for your future and for any other things that might happen. Over to my partner Ram.
Hi everyone, my name is Ram. I study in the 11th grade, and today we have a small problem about interest, which is basically the cost you pay when you borrow money from someone else. So, for example, we have Rahul who borrows 1,000 rupees, and his friend charges 5% simple interest. So, we have a formula here, which means the principal interest into the time period into the interest rate. So, our principal amount, sorry, is 1,000 rupees. The time period is 2 years, and the interest rate is 0.05. So once you multiply those numbers, you get 1,100, and the total interest that he pays is 100 rupees. We have a question here about profit percentages, where a shopkeeper buys 50 pens for 200 and sells them for 5 rupees each. And we need to calculate the profit percentage. So we have the cost price of 200 and we have the selling price of 250, which means in total he makes a 50 rupee profit. I'll leave it to the audience to find out the profit percentage. Is there anyone who has
Would
an answer?
anyone like to answer this question?
No one?
I think you can give them the answer.
Okay, we can move on. We have a question about loss percentage now. Isn't this? Yeah, sorry. We have a small question about loans now. And we go back to the topic of interest. Again, it's the cost of borrowing when you borrow money from someone else. So, for example, Deepak needs a bicycle and he borrows 4,000 rupees from a person and he agrees to pay him back 400 rupees for 12 months. So, after calculation, we know that he pays back 4,800 rupees in total, and the extra amount that he pays, 800 rupees, is the interest. On to Samarth.
Hello everyone, I'm Samarth, a 12th grade student from Delhi, and today we'll be talking about some really important and easy things such as profit, loss, discounts, loans. So you see discounts every day, but first let's know the three terms to remember. Marked price is the original price on the tag, discount is the amount reduced to attract customers, and selling price is what the consumer actually pays. Profit or loss is the selling price minus the cost price. So now I have a question for you. What do you think? Why do you think shopkeepers give discounts at all? What's their motive behind it? Would anyone like to answer?
Yes, Manasi, unmute yourself and you can answer.
Yes, so that people think they are in profit and they buy more of the product, even though the seller is earning his part of profit from the discount.
Yeah. Um, so the key insight is that sellers set the market price high enough so that even after a discount, they still get profit. The discount is planned from the beginning. That's the game. So here's an example. Shirts are marked at rupees 800. The shopkeeper offers 25% discount. The discount is 25 divided by 100, multiplied by 800, which is 200. The selling price is 800 minus 200, which is 600, and the cost price is 500. So the profit is 600 minus 500, which is 100 rupees. The customer felt great getting rupees 200 off. However, the shopkeeper still made a 100 rupee profit. Now we'll move on to the next slide, which is about good and bad loans. So loans are everywhere around us. Your parents might take a home loan, people take car loans, education loans, etc. Even those pay buy now, pay later options on Swiggy or Amazon, that's also a loan. There's nothing wrong with borrowing, but we should actually know that how much interest are we giving back um, on the repayment. So here's an example. Sunita needs rupees 1000 to buy materials for her basket business. She has two options. Option one is bank. She pays back rupees 1100 after 1 year, so her interest is rupees 100. And the option two is that she gets loan from one of the apps you see advertised everywhere. She has to pay 150 every month for 12 months. So if you do the math, that's 150 multiplied by 12, which is 1800, and the interest is 800. That's rupees 700 extra just because she picked the convenient option. So what's the one thing that you take from this? Would anyone like to answer?
Yes, please. So the bank is the safest option as the app, even though it would be verified, there would be certain risk and she have to pay extra amount just for the same, uh, just to get the same amount she will get from the bank at lower interest.
Yeah, that's right. So, our learning from this is that always calculate the total, not the monthly. A good loan helps you grow, whereas a bad loan keeps you stuck.
Okay, everyone. So we have a couple of questions here. Summer, can you read this one out?
Yeah. So the first question is on interest and profit. Priya invests rupees 2000 in a small business. After a year, she earns a profit of rupees 400. She also borrowed rupees 1000 from her brother at 8% simple interest per year. Calculate her net profit after paying this interest. Can you guys solve it?
I think it'll be
320,
okay.
it's 320, right?
Yes, Mansi, that's correct. Good job.
Moving on to the next question. So the next question is: a shopkeeper buys 50 packets of chips for 500 rupees, and he sells 30 packets at 12 rupees each, and the remaining 20 at 10 rupees each. And he offers a 5% discount on every fifth bag sold. So would anyone be interested in calculating his total profit or loss?
Dildar, if you have an answer, you can mute yourself. Okay.
No,
In case anyone doesn't have an answer, would you all like to just give them the answer? Just take them through the steps.
Yeah, Samad, can you work out this problem?
Yeah. So for this problem, first we'll have to uh, find the cost price. So he's selling 50 packets. No, he's buying 50 packets. So the cost price is 15 to 10, which is a 500 rupees. Then we'll calculate the selling price for the first batch in which he's selling 30 packets, which is 30 multiplied by 12, 360 rupees. And we'll then find the selling price for the second batch, which is 20 multiplied by rupees 10, 200 rupees. So when we add them up, we get 560 rupees. So now the twist is that every fifth packet out of 50, he's giving a discount. So that is 10 packets in total. So we calculate the discount amount, which will be 5% of rupees 12, which is 0.60 rupees. When we multiply 10 with 0.60 rupees, we get 6 rupees discount in total. So their final selling price is 560 minus 6, which is 554. And now for the profit, we'll subtract it. So it's 554 minus 500, which is 54 rupees profit. Did you guys get it?
Thank you everyone for listening. Does anybody have any questions on finance, budgeting, or interest?
If there's no more questions, I just say thank you, Yuvan, Ram, and Samar. I think it's a very useful technique that you've given them. I'm sure it's a good reminder of interest for me as well. So thank you for the presentation, and thank you also to Vajra, Amara, and Akshay. With that, we'll end the session here. Thank you for joining. Have a good day.